There are a ton of ways to make money online working from home. And if you're sick of useless lists of 55 ways or 90 ways or even 300 ways to make money online with these blogs where they just stuff it with every possible option they can, then this is the video for you. Hey guys, this is Seth Kniep, Kniep and It Real. Today I'm gonna give you only legit safe ways you can make at least $100 a day. And I'm also going to link you to resources below so you can start doing whichever method you choose. Just so you know, none of the resources below are affiliate links, so I don't get paid when you click on any of them. So if you appreciate this content, right now, thumbs up this video, subscribe. In fact, I'm not gonna keep talking until you do that. Do it. You did it? Okay, cool. All right, let's get started. First, here's a list of methods I do not recommend for making money online. Filling out surveys, watching videos, reviewing products, reviewing apps and websites, reviewing music, pay-to-click PTC sites, peer-to-peer, also known as P2P money lending, online surveys, free matched betting, free competitions, gambling virtual gaming assets, paid web searches, websites that promise get paid to shop. I don't recommend those. It doesn't mean they're all scams and not legit, but if you're trying to make at least $100 a day, which is $3,000 a month and more, then the ones I recommend are ones you actually can reasonably do that with. Never believe marketing that promises you a ton of money for little to no work. Now, when you provide a service, you are getting paid only when you work. Stay with me, and later I will show you how to set up a system that pays you even when you do not work. When you perform a service online, you are either a freelance worker, a gig worker, an employed virtual assistant, or a virtual contractor. Now, here's what's so cool. You can choose whatever option matches up with your knowledge, your time, your money, and your resources. So let's start with number one, copywriting. Have you ever gone to Yahoo or other news websites? Most of those articles are actually written by freelance writers who work from home, not full-time employees. Writers often have many clients in their own specialities. So if you have a background in consumer electronics, you're much more likely to get work from gaming companies that come to you over and over again to write for them. Number two, graphic design. Graphic designers are also high in demand. If you have Photoshop, if you're good with digital type art where you are doing a graphic design such as a logo or a design for a website or some kind of image to demonstrate a point, this is where you also can make some very good money working from home in your pajamas if you wish. In this case, you are likely doing both freelance and one-time gigs. Both kinds of work apply in this situation. Number three, coding. Yes, websites and apps are constantly having a need for this very new set of skilled workers. Younger people learning this in high school have a huge leg up on this, but it is never too late to learn to code. There are people in their 40s, 50s, 60s going back to school or just taking an online course, learning coding, and then building up this large repertoire of customers who need coding. And coding pays really, really high. This is one of the most high demand job opportunities right now. Number four, proofreading. If you have an exceptional eye for detail, like I'm talking native level fluency of a language, this is a very good option for you. If you love writing, if you're really good at finding grammatical errors, spelling errors, you're really good at sentence structure and workflow, you understand, direct object, indirect object, all that stuff. You know, that kind of teacher you had in school who just obsessed about this stuff and you were terrified when you turned in the essay and you're like, I know she's gonna put a lot of red blood and ink on this paper. This could be a very good opportunity for you as well. Number five, quality control testing. So websites, apps, video games, they need testing. Quality control or QC testers have likely touched every single piece of software that you have ever come into contact with. If you have a very good analytical brain and you're able to find the glitches or the problems or little parts in a program or app that are not intuitive or require too many taps or too much thinking, this could be a perfect opportunity for you. Number six, skill-based coaching. If you have a particular skill set, such as physical training, you could become a contractor for companies who sell coaching services where they will pay you to teach a class or to coach some of their clients and you get some of that pay. Now, if this sounds great to you, but you aren't particularly skilled, then nurture your skills and get really good at one thing. Most people have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skills that they're really good at. Man, it could even be a hobby you've had for years and like, wait a minute, I could monetize this hobby. You can find work as a copywriter, graphic designer, coder, proofreader, QC tester, and as a skill-based coach on freelance websites like Upwork, Fiverr, FreeUp, that's with 3 E's. You can also find work on job sites like Indeed, where companies broadcast their needs. Even on Craigslist, you can find some of these. Or just set up your own website. Advertise your services as an aficionado. You could even put in an entire profile, like show the work that you've done, get references from clients who are really happy with what you've done so that it helps to build up your credibility, and then make it really easy for them to submit a comment box or a message on the site that explains exactly what they're looking for. Number 7, language translation. Are you fluent in multiple languages? Use your untapped skills to earn bonus cash on the side. There are so many people today in the world, because they travel, because where they grew up, they are bilingual, trilingual. You leverage this. You can make money speaking or teaching this language you know that other people need to learn. In fact, we've included links to the popular resources proz.com and atanet.org in the description below. Number 8, teaching a language. Language teaching companies like Verbling and italki, or Italki, I really don't know how to pronounce it, offer one-to-one language coaching. So if this is one of your skills, you can be one of those online coaches. Number 9, what about transcription? Let's say you're a wicked fast and accurate typer, and you're considering typing so people pay you for it. Well, as clients, we've used Rev.com for getting captions on our videos, and you can find work there as well, Rev.com. Number 10, therapy. Yes, I said therapy. You know The Office with that one relaxing chair? One of our staff members begging us to get one of these, and then a ton of books on the shelf, and the person sits there with a notepad and says, how does that make you feel? Ah, yes, that. Well, guess what? You can do that online. There are people out there, a lot of people. Hey, I've been to therapy. My wife has been to therapy, who need therapists to help them. And not all therapists are PhDs. You just have to become certified and understand the level of which you can offer services based on that certification. So if you've been through a tragedy and that tragedy taught you a lot and you have a certification or skill in that set, you could offer help and hope to people who need it and legitimately monetize on that as well. Number 11, life coaching. People will pay handsomely for a life coach who helps them create lasting strategies to improve their lives. Life coaches get involved in the nitty-gritty of clients' everyday lives, including relationships, careers, fashion, even personal fulfillment, sometimes financial advice. Now, again, I recommend you get certified and trained to become a life coach, because that is not only going to grow your credibility, but it also helps to protect you from a not so fun lawsuit in case you give advice in an area that you were not qualified to do so. Now, most people who think about life coaching probably have more ability in this area than they realize. And the longer you've lived and experienced life and overcome obstacles, the more you can help other people to do the same. Number 12, tutoring. Now, some struggling students need one-to-one tutoring to help them reach their academic goals. You have a better chance to become a well-paid tutor when you have a degree and some sort of government teaching credential. And so for that reason, I've included resources in the description below. This is going to be a really big description. Now, those are not by any measure every single service that you can perform online. More jobs are moving online than ever, especially because of the pandemic. But if you have a deep set of knowledge or highly skilled in some area, you can figure out a way to either work online as a freelancer, get gigs, or become employed virtually from home. Now, I'm going to give you 4 ways you can produce products, actual products, working from home where you don't get paid unless you work. Number 1, craft commissioned handmade products. Have you ever had a caricature done of yourself? I get messages like this on Instagram all the time. Hey Seth, look at this, and they do a caricature of me. Hey, would you like it? That sounds pretty cool. How much does it cost? Well, $100, $200, $300, $400. Like, these people get paid a lot for doing a caricature. That art is a product that you commission to have someone else produce for you. Now, what is it that you can make? Oil paintings, metallurgy, wooden furniture? I mean, there's some very handy people, very good with their hands in this world, who make some incredible stuff, and all you have to do is find a way to monetize that, to turn that hobby or that thing that you love to do into cash flow. You can get commissions on Etsy, Amazon Custom, or even your own website. Number 2, craft standardized handmade products. Now, perhaps you don't want to do commissions. Well, you can produce standardized products quicker than you can produce custom products. When you standardize, this means you can probably lower your price and make your goods accessible to more people. So now it becomes a little more of a volume game. And if you market to your customer correctly and produce something with a high enough real and perceived value, you can make an absolute killing. Etsy and Amazon's handmade are go-to options. I mean, the system's already there for you for selling handmade products. Check out this story from Letitia, who learned how to sell on Amazon handmade following our teaching, and she did $80,000 in revenue in the last 12 months at 53% margin. And you know what's really cool about Letitia? Her husband works, she has 2 kids, she works from home, but she's very busy. She did this on the side. She is making cash for her family working from home. Number 3, resell pre-made products. When you buy pre-made, pre-branded products at discounted prices from online and brick and mortar retail stores for cheap, and then sell them online for a higher price, you make cash on the difference. And that, my friends, is called arbitrage. Now, what's great about arbitrage is that you're capitalizing on a brand that someone else already built instead of you. And you can do it from home online. You can source multiple products from multiple brands, and as long as you keep hustling, you can earn serious dollars doing this. The beauty of arbitrage is you don't have to start with a ton of cash. You might just have $100. You go to Walmart, you find discounted items, or go to their online website. You find them, hey, these are at a discount right now. Then you go look at how much they're selling for on Amazon or Walmart.com or eBay or anywhere else. And if there is a large difference, if they're selling a lot higher and you calculate the cost for shipping and the fees, and you still have at least a leftover anywhere from 10 to 50% margin, that could be a very good deal. Maybe you just buy 2. You sell those, you buy more. You sell those, you buy more. And before you know it, you grow this huge. This is Eric Abbey. He is a Just One Dime student who used our training to learn how to do arbitrage and use those funds to buy his family a dream home. Number 4, non-replayable streaming. If you stream live content that viewers want to watch, you can nurture an audience that will grow and love you. One of the highest paid streamers on the internet, Tyler Ninja Blevins, makes about $500,000 per month just from streaming on Twitch. I mean, he's doing what he loves and he gets paid for it. And that's not even counting his merch and sponsored ad deals. Live streams give viewers a feeling of intimacy with the streamer, an immediacy, a sense of FOMO, also known as fear of missing out. If the viewer misses the stream, then it's gone. They'll never see it again. And even if the stream is recorded, it's kind of like watching a recorded NBA game. If it's not live, is it still fun? Finally, I'm going to give you 10 ways to make products where you can earn passive income, including my favorite. Now, by passive income, I mean that you put in work up front, and then you reap the rewards even while you're not working. You can go on vacation, come back richer than when you were when you left. You can go to sleep and wake up richer than when you went to sleep, because the sales don't depend on you doing something all the time to get paid. In other words, pay is not dependent on what you're doing at the same time, because you did the work in advance. Number 1, write a book. There are so many people in this world with incredible stories to tell that will give people hope. And I'm not just talking about an amazing story, but skills along with that, something you learned that can help someone else. If you're adding value to other people's lives by using your life as a way to do that, very similar to what I do, you can help a ton of people and get paid for doing that. Now, you have traditional publishing where you or an agent shop your book around at high-profile publishing houses. And then you have self-publishing where you print and distribute your book on your own. And then you have self-e-publishing, where you publish your book solely in digital form. E-publishing is a fantastic way to get your book in the hands of buyers in literally minutes. You don't have to worry about distribution. You don't have to worry about printers and all of that stuff. It can range anywhere from a bundle of 12 recipes to a 3,000-page master novel. The length does not matter. What matters is the value. Your short story might be 14 pages long, and people can buy it on Amazon Kindle. Now keep in mind that if you go this route, get an editor and be sure to market your book. People need to know about it. Number 2, narrate audiobooks. If you got a good radio voice, or you love to teach, or you love to talk, and people like to hear that voice, like that morning show where you're driving to work like, hello everybody, once upon a time. You can narrate. When you narrate audiobooks, you can usually negotiate to either be paid per project, or a percentage of the sales, or even a combination of the two. And the more experience you have, doesn't hurt to go to a voice teacher, the better you will get paid. Number 3, sell your digital photos. My favorite thing about the digital world is how scalable it is. You can reproduce a digital photograph theoretically an endless amount of times, and it won't cost you any more money than it took to take the photograph. Stock photography companies like Shutterstock, Getty Images, Adobe Stock are very happy to pay people for excellent photography. You know what I love about each of these is every single one is taking something you love doing and you're good at doing and monetizing it. Number 4, sell your digital art. When you make digital art, instead of taking your brush to a canvas, you take your stylus to a computer pad. You can make your highly coveted digital art exclusive and set up an online store where your fans can pay you for access. As long as you grow your following, a piece of art that you made can make you cash for years. Number 5, sell software and apps. Find a problem that needs solving via software. Now, Calendly is one of my favorite examples. They did a mind-blowing job at this. They found one problem. People needed a way to easily book a meeting without it interfering with their schedule, whether it's their business schedule, like their work schedule, or their personal schedule. And they found a solution. And that's all they focused on, is finding one solution to that one problem. They were offered so many other distracting opportunities and they stayed focused. As a result, Calendly did $70 million revenue in 2020. You can create your own game. Some of the richest entrepreneurs on the planet developed their own software or marketed other people's software. But you don't need to be one of the most downloaded apps on earth to make software development worth your while. And hey, you might even get Facebook knocking on your door to buy you out. This has happened more times than you would believe. Number 6, investing. You know about stocks, but have you heard of social investment networks or crowdfunded real estate investing? When you are part of a social investment network, you learn from more experienced investors, and you can even collaborate with them to decide where you want to invest. When you do crowdfunded real estate, you are also collaborating with others to specifically invest in real estate. You, for example, buy a condominium jointly owned with other investors. You guys all pool your money, you rent it out, and then sell it at a later date for a large return. Plant your money and watch it work for you. We live in a world where people often think, well, man, if I just make the money, then spend the money, then make the money, then spend. What about looking at money as a tool in and of itself? What about looking at money almost like you look at a job or an investment? Like I take this money and I put it here to work for me. Instead of constantly seeing it as money out, money in, I'm actually saying, no, this money is a tool. That is an opportunity you can take advantage of, and I highly recommend it. Now, the question comes up, can social investment networks really make you over $100 a day? Yes, 1,000% if you put enough money in the right place. You may not make $100 a day immediately, but once you cash out or once that revenue stream or rental stream starts to build, it absolutely can make you far more than $100 a day. For example, our team builds Amazon businesses for people with capital who do not have the time or want to take the hassle to learn how to build an Amazon business. We call it Done For You. Now, that can definitely earn you more than $100 per day. We're growing a store right now, we started just a few months back, that has revenued over $500,000 in the last 9 months, north of 50% margin. If you want us to do this for you, and you have capital but not the time to do it, click on the Done For You link below. Number 7, create free evergreen content online. When you create content that is just as valuable a year after you created it, you've created a passive income stream. That is, if you found a good way to monetize it. I mean, just last night I was watching a YouTube video that was made 10 years ago, and his YouTube video still has ads on it, has millions of views. That is a lot of ad money going into that creator's bank account for something they did a decade ago. Where can you create free evergreen content? YouTube, as I mentioned, blogs, podcasts are scaling like crazy right now. And guys, don't just think these. Think Clubhouse, TikTok. There's always a new app trending. Right now it's Clubhouse. So you have to get invited in. It's an exclusive kind of thing. But it's worth it because you can build an audience around audio teaching. Now, here's a really important question. How do you monetize this evergreen content? There's 2 really primary ways I recommend you do it. First of all, AdSense, and second, sponsored spots. AdSense is when Google pays you for automated ads that run on your content. If a video plays, all of a sudden an ad comes up. You know how annoying it is. But let me tell you, a lot of people click those ads. And when they click, that's money in your bank account the next month. For example, if you own a YouTube channel and get enough views, YouTube will place ads on your video. You get a cut, and YouTube gets a cut. Sponsored spots are when you make a deal directly with a company to advertise their product or service. Sticking to the YouTube example, a YouTuber might promote an ad in the video for a sponsor's shaving razors. They stop in the middle of the video and they demonstrate how cool these razors are. And because they already have a very devoted audience, they're probably going to have a very high attention rate because they trust this person. Therefore, the conversion on that can be high, and sponsors pay you a lot to feature their product. Many YouTubers who make a full-time living on YouTube rely only on sponsored spots for their money. When you make a commission on conversions for your sponsored ads, this is called affiliate marketing. Number 8, paid memberships and subscriptions. Now, this is kind of like creating evergreen content, except it's behind a paywall. So you run your own website, and there's also several platforms, by the way, that make this model seamless, including Patreon and Gumroad. The model's great, but if you're able to get your audience excited enough to pay for your digital art, your courses, your written content, your photography or videos, that is another opportunity to grow your income. Number 9, sell merchandise. You can sell your own branded merchandise like t-shirts and sweaters at very little risk with on-demand printing services like Teespring or Threadless or Amazon Merch. This way, you don't even have to worry about having cash up front to buy inventory, and this works really well for online personalities who already own their brand. I mean, you've heard it so many times. There's this famous singer, and she says, "Oh, I like this t-shirt." Whoo, all these people go and buy that t-shirt. Now, before I get to the last point, I'm going to show you how all of these points already listed build on each other, and then I'm going to share with you my very favorite way to make money online. Let's say you're a skilled artist. You can become an employed virtual assistant, earn consistent cash working for, say, a TV show like Adventure Time. And then you do freelance work where you design greeting cards for Hallmark. And then you can also get gigs designing banners and logos for companies on Fiverr. You could also create custom handmade products where you offer commissions in the Adventure Time art style, where customers pay you to draw them like Adventure Time characters. You can craft standardized handmade products when you reproduce your beautiful painting over and over for buyers. You can even live stream art drawing sessions on a platform like Twitch. Or you can create an art book. You sell it traditionally, you self-publish it, or you self-e-publish your book. You can sell exclusive art a la carte on your own website. You can create evergreen content when you run a YouTube channel showing viewers how to draw in the Adventure Time style, and you make money on the ads that you run on your show. You can build a paid membership when you create art exclusive to your Patreon membership. Or you can sell your own branded merchandise with your art on it. All 100% online from home in your underwear. Okay, I've saved my personal favorite way to make money online for the last. Number 10, sell private label products online. And by private label, I mean build your brand. Here, you are providing buyers a valuable experience when they buy your product. Remember arbitrage, where you buy and resell products that a company like Rubbermaid has already made and you make money off the difference because you're selling them for higher than you bought them? Well, with the private label brand, you are creating your own brand. Do you realize that some of the richest people on earth are brand owners? Think Elon Musk. Think Jeff Bezos. Think Bill Gates. Yeah. And when you sell online, not only do you de-risk yourself from the expenses of a brick and mortar, but the entire world becomes your market, not just the corner of First and Main Street. This model is completely teachable and open to anyone willing to invest their time and capital and the effort to make it happen, for people who believe that they can create freedom to do the things they love with the people they love. And the cool part is you don't need a business degree. You don't need to be highly skilled. When I started, I knew nothing about selling online. And I believe that the best way to do online private label is through Amazon FBA. Here's how it works. You pay a manufacturer to produce a product. Then you have a shipping company move the product into Amazon's fulfillment center. Then a shopper goes online. By the way, there's millions by the day on Amazon. They find your listing, they click buy, and then Amazon fulfills the order for you by delivering the product directly to your buyer and handles 99% of the customer service. You never even touched the product. You did everything from your computer. When that product sells 2 weeks later, you get an auto deposit from Amazon into your bank account. Once you've done the proper research, you've acted on that knowledge, and you've adjusted along the way, you have set up for yourself a passive income machine. Yes, it takes work, but once it's going, the less time it takes to keep it going, and now you have time to launch another product, or go golfing with your buddies, or hang out with your family. If you're not part of a community that teaches you how to do this, people who have made a lot of mistakes along the way, who can tell you what not to do to save you time and money, and show you how they got there quickly. In fact, we were just at the house of one of our students 6 months after he launched his first product. He's at $140,000. And that is on 7 products. And this guy is hustling. He is making it happen. And by the way, he's doing this on the side. He already has his regular full-time job. And he's married. And he has other responsibilities. You can do this on the side. But if you're not part of a community, here's what I recommend you do. Go to jod.com/freedom, fill out the application, and book a meeting with one of our consultants so they can listen to your story, understand your long-term goals, and see if we can help you reach that goal, building your own online business. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you in any way, I'm gonna ask you 2 things. Subscribe so that you can get more tips like this in your inbox, and give it a thumbs up. And I do have a question for you. Of all these income streams that I shared, which one is the most interesting to you? Let me know below in the comments. I have personally done a membership, arbitrage, private label, coaching, investing, YouTube, blogs, and podcasts. And by the way, you can find this video in blog form over at jod.com/blog. JOD stands for just one dime, because when I started, I had a single dime, I was broke, I was $24,000 in debt, and I decided I'm gonna do something to change my life. jod.com/blog. You can read the whole blog here. And you guys have an awesome day. This is Seth Keep It Real. I will talk to you next time.